Okay, so continent number 3 is North America because it's the third largest in land area. Fact 1 for North America is that the most densely populated country in North America is Barbados. It's one of the smallest countries in the continent, and it's one of the Caribbean nations. It's very disruptive on a map because, like, come on, it's just like one nice loop with all the Caribbean islands, and then Barbados is just outside, like the odd one out. Okay, so fact number 2 is the third most populous country in the world and the most populous in North America, actually in the whole of the Americas, is the US. That is not that it's not that surprising, considering that the US has about 350 million people inside of it. So fact number 3 is that the largest country in North America and the second largest in the world is Canada. North America actually has 3 of the 15 largest countries on Earth, which are Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Canada is second, US is fourth, and Mexico is 15th. Fact number 4 is that the United States of America is about the same size as the Sahara Desert. Just the Sahara has the upper edge. That's how big the United States is. Like, the Sahara is about 9.5 million square kilometers. Imagine that. That's like 3 Indias plus a bit, or a bit more than China. It's really big, the US. Fact number 5 is that Canada is actually larger than 2 continents. Those 2 are Oceania and Europe. Many people think that Europe is larger than Canada, but actually Canada is about 20,000 square kilometers larger. So fact number 6 is that the world's largest land border between 2 countries is not that surprising. It's the US-Canada border. It's literally like half of the whole continent. So it goes all the way there, meandering through the Great Lakes, then a massive straight border here. It's absolutely massive, the border. Fact number 7 is that Mexico is the precise place where the Chicxulub meteorite, that's the one which killed the dinosaurs supposedly, landed. See, right here in the Yucatan Peninsula, it landed about there 65 million years ago. The Chicxulub impact crater. Fact number 8 is that the Chicxulub impact crater, which I just talked about, is actually it's actually half underwater by now. That's how much the sea levels have risen. Earlier, it was like a whole mountain range surrounding the impact crater. I mean, it's still like 600 meters deep, I think, and it's 180 kilometers wide, the diameter. Fact number 9 is that the US actually has it's actually only 1 kilometer away from the UK, and the reason for that is the US and the British Virgin Islands, which is about there. So maybe Michael Phelps or probably Yusha Mardini could easily swim from the UK to the US in like maybe 1 hour. That's very, very it's quite cool. Like, anyone would say, wow, you swam from the US to the UK. Well, Yusha Mardini would do that easily. she swam like 5 times more than that in one stretch. Fact number 10 is that the westernmost point in the world is in North America. It's in the US specifically. It's about there. It's called Little Diomede Island. It has a time zone of, believe me, it's crazy, -13. So if it's noon in London, it's gonna be like 1 a.m. in Little Diomede. That's crazy. Okay, so continent number 4 is South America, and it is, you guessed it, the 4th largest continent by land area. So fact number 1 is that the southernmost city on earth is located in South America, Chile specifically, Puerto Williams. It gained this title very recently after it upgraded from the title hamlet to city. It just recently overtook the Argentinian city of Ushuaia. So fact number 2 is that the Amazon River Delta, which is one of the largest in the world, not the largest, is actually in 2 different hemispheres. So if you take the northern part of the delta, it's in the northern hemisphere. But if you go around the island of the big island in the delta, you're in the southern hemisphere. So that's a very fascinating, I find that fact very fascinating. So fact number 3 is again about the Amazon, but something else. Did you know that the Amazon River, it outputs more water than all the other rivers on earth combined? That's how much water it has. The Nile River, the longest river on earth, has about 400,000 liters of water going out of it every second, while the Amazon has about 10 million liters of water going out of its mouth every single second. That is so much water. Fact number 4 is that I don't think I need to explain this, but South America has one of the best football lineups in the whole world. It's produced 3 of the world's best teams: Uruguay, Brazil, and the new winners of the World Cup, Argentina. Pelé from Brazil, Luis Suarez from Uruguay, and Maradona from Argentina are 3 of the best players ever. But sadly, all of them are dead now. So fact number 5 is that South America has the 4th least landlocked countries. So first is not that surprising, Antarctica, because it has 0 countries. Then it's North America and Oceania, because they have 0 landlocked countries each. Then after that is South America with only 2 landlocked countries, which are Bolivia and Paraguay. Both are in the absolute center of the country. They are surrounded by Brazil, Argentina, and Peru. Speaking of Bolivia, fact number 6 is that Bolivia is one of the only 2 landlocked countries in the whole continent. It has a very fascinating story why it's landlocked. So basically, Peru, Bolivia, and Chile were having a war. I think this was a few hundred years ago. And at that time, Bolivia did have a small coastline, which is now known as modern northern Chile. So Bolivia lost the war because it was a three-front war. Come on, it was fighting two different countries at once. And Chile and Peru, they stole that small part and they took it. So Chile took majority of it and Peru took a small piece. That's why Bolivia is landlocked today. It's a very fascinating story. Fact number 7 is that French Guiana, a French territory in South America, one of the two European territories along with the Falkland Islands. So French Guiana is actually really big. It's about the size of its father or mother, France. It's about the size of France, which is what it's part of. So if you put France in French Guiana, guess where French Guiana would be? I don't think you would have guessed this. It would be in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, that's really crazy. So fact number 9 is that the Rio Carnival in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is one of the largest carnivals on planet Earth. Millions of people come from around the world to celebrate festivals and to dance. Like suppose a few dances like the samba. Then maybe there's many other dances in Brazil. And Brazil is a very festive place. Like there's thousands of dances, millions of festivals. It's just a really lively place. Fact number 10 and the last fact for South America is that the Andes mountain range, which is the longest continental range, spans the whole of the west coast of South America. In its plateaus in the north, near Ecuador and Peru, the locals speak a language called Quechua. That's where the brand name Quicha comes from. It has the same spelling. It's very fascinating, their language. So, and another fact about the Andes, and for that matter also the Alaskan range and the Rocky Mountains, is that and also the Sierra Nevada, all of them were formed when the North American and the Nazca, that's the South American plate, collided with the Pacific plate. Because see, the Pacific plate, as I explained in Asia, it's very, very active. So that's why it's constantly grinding with both of those plates and also the Cocos and the Caribbean plate. The Cocos plate is a bit closer to North America, and also the Scotia plate, which is near Falkland Islands. So it's constantly grinding with those and causing volcanic activity, and it's also causing mountain ranges to be pushed up and earthquakes. Speaking of which, the largest earthquake ever happened in I think it was called Vladavia in Chile. It had a magnitude of 9.6. That's crazy. Even the Indian Ocean earthquake had a magnitude of 9.1. And that changed the axis of the earth. Imagine how strong the Chile earthquake would be. Bye.